Let me tell you again, my name is Jonathan Sharp. I'm manager of the Office of Research at DCA. I am not an accountant. I am not a CPA. I'm a fan of QuickBooks, just to balance my checkbook, okay? Now, I also want to mention to you that we've got some handouts coming out. Did everybody get a handout? Everybody got one this year in the room? DCA is not the police. We're not the reporting police. We're never going to call you and say, hey, your report is wrong on the report of local government finance, because we have no way in the world of knowing what's supposed to begin with, okay? And I would have to have a team of 20 auditors on staff to watch that. What does DCA do? We create a form for you. We create a database to store all the data you send in. And we give notices to legislature and others of who has reported and who hasn't. Just that simple. That's our mandate from the legislature. The existing RLGF form. How many of you in the room have ever worked with a report of local government finances and submitted? Some of you have. Some of you have, okay? That form that you've been working with came out in 2001 and has never been changed until now. So it's pretty comfortable, okay? But we are changing it because there's changes in the laws and because the new 3rd edition Uniform Charter of Accounts is completed. If I say UCLA, I'm assuming most of you know what I'm talking about, the Uniform Charter of Accounts. In mid-July, you're going to get a brand new report of local government finance that is good for 2016. It is not good for 2015, 14, 13, or anything else you may want to catch up on. That's the old form. The changes are radical. They're very different. Apples and oranges, okay? And the expert here from Griffin has talked to you about revenues and expenses, debts and assets, and that's all still covered on the new form. But that's all it is. Don't send us your forecast. Don't send us your budget. Don't send us your CAFR. You're wasting your postage. We can't use that. It goes in a file next to my office, a circular thing. Okay? Why the change? Why did we do this? Well, because the new 3rd edition UCLA has required it. It's come along and said, okay, the report of local government finance needs to highlight this, 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 and this. I'm sorry, I didn't have on the screen here. We also wanted to increase the accuracy of government reporting across all cities and all counties, okay, and increase the timeliness. When you say increase the accuracy, it just says it's going to be a lot more different, a lot expanded, a lot bigger, a lot longer. Yeah, but it is going to be simpler. Why? Because now you're going to have the proper place, the proper block, to put the right figures. You don't have to guess so much anymore. One of the problems we had was that local governments, different finance people were lumping things together because they didn't know where else to put it. And not everybody lumped it the same. So the ending figure in the block was a little bit crazy. There's no way to compare apples for apples. So that's so this is going to be faster and easier for you to do. The reports will take effect in 2016, as I said, not 2015. We're going to release it in July, mid-July, hopefully to avoid some confusion, because governments that have a fiscal year end of December 31 aren't due for the 2015 until the end of this month, June 30. We don't want them to get the new form and think, oh, I got to do the 15 on the new form. No, you send it in the wrong form, it's going to be sent back to you. If you can see this on the screen, it is a list of when the due dates are. It is a change, another change in the policy. Before, they were only due twice a year, depending on whether your fiscal year end was January to June or July to December. That has been changed. It is now a rolling 6 months. The new 16 form will be due 6 months after your fiscal year end. So normally, if your fiscal year end is January 31, it's going to be due in July instead of like it used to be in November. Okay? However, for 2016 only, since we made this change, everybody in the fiscal year ends from January through April has an automatic extension through October. You can get plenty of time to use the report, okay? So that's important. By the way, I might mention to you that 86.3% of all the governments in the state of Georgia have either a June 30 fiscal year end or a December 31 fiscal year end. So the rolling 6 months isn't going to change at all for them. Okay? So that's a huge percentage. Okay? The other thing I'll mention to you, what does the report look like? It remains a 6-page Excel form. It's always going to be an Excel form. We're not going to change it. We're not going to put it online. Every CPA in Georgia would kill us because they're not going to go in there and type all of those figures online. They're going to transfer it right to our Excel spreadsheet. Okay? It has direct links. On the first page, you go in, there's a direct link button right to the UCLA. It'll pop you right out. You can read the entire UCLA. It also has a direct link button to the new instructions page. Okay? Where you can go. Beyond that, it has on every line item, it has the corresponding UCLA code number. So you know exactly where to go to get the answer for that block. Okay? Also beyond that, it has on those code numbers, on many of them, in the revenues and expenses section, it has little hover comments where you hover your mouse over the code and it will pop up a comment that gives you tips and reminders of what to include there and how to report that block. The revenues and expenses are rearranged. They are grouped in orders that we think make more sense to you. Page 4 now has columns to handle capital outlay figures, including intangibles. Page 4 also has capital assets for enterprise funds. There are debt sections now, and all the debt sections, instead of just going down to where the lines used to be, identifying the purpose of a debt, we now have a drop-down box that you can select from a range of purposes for each line. So you can identify what the purpose was for a particular debt in 4 sections. Okay? Page 6 now also has a place where we are capturing fund balances. That is something new that we have never captured before in the RLGF, and that's going to go a long way to help a lot of people. Page 6 of change and certification. We've added additional information that we're looking for from people from whoever completes the report. And we're asking for a government notification email address. I can't tell you how many calls I've gotten from somebody who said, we were supposed to get a notice that this was coming due. And I said, yeah, you did. It went out. Who did it go to? The mayor. Oh, forget that. We never did that. He's off somewhere. She's off somewhere, whatever. Now, on the form, there's a place for a specific email to whoever should get the notifications and be contacted regarding the reporting of government finance, aside from the email address of whoever completed it, which may be an accounting firm outside of us. Beyond that, there's another important change. Very quick yes or no. Are the figures in this report audited or unaudited? Yes or no. Mandatory for you to check that. Okay. We really have a DCA direct contact link. Basically, I want to tell you how this thing came about. I think Becky mentioned it. Back last October, we started putting together a work group of people who are very, very knowledgeable on local government accounting. Like I said, I'm not. I'm the database guy. I just have to go over the whole thing, okay? I don't know what's to go in it. So we went out to some teams of CPAs from the state, and we also partnered with GMA, ACCG, CBIOG, GFOA, and DOAA. They're experts to pull together what they all felt was important for governors to report and how to make it easier for all of you to do the reporting. So in July, you will receive a new form along with new instructions and a place where you can contact us if you have questions. We just wanted to give you a heads up about that, and I appreciate Becky and Pam and Michael giving me the opportunity to come in here and give you a little advance notice. If you're going to pay for the course and get a certificate, you might as well get something in advance free, right? Okay, thanks, folks.